So what problems are you guys going to solve? What problems can you solve? As a real estate professional, remember that what we do is we help people get the biggest and most expensive asset resolved. What is your solution? What are you solving? What problems are you solving? You know why people called me? Years ago, they called me because I worked with law firms and I had a lot of legal knowledge. And although I wasn't an attorney, I could tell them things that they needed to know if they had a legal problem. People used to call me for that. They still do. But as a matter of fact, somebody told me something a day or so ago. She wants me to draft her lease. And luckily I can just print it. I don't have to draft it. But what I'm saying is people have been doing that to me since 1987. What else do people do? People know that I know something about insurance. So they'll call me to give them advice on insurance principles because I sold it for just a little while, a few years. Those are the problems I can solve. I can answer questions that are very important to people in their lives about how they're going to do one thing or another. I also will think outside the box, and all of you have these gifts, but I'll think outside the box to resolve something that may or may not. Leslie called me yesterday. She sure did. And she said, this dude is getting on my nerves. She said, and I need help. And you know what I did? I said, put him on the phone. And then now he's getting ready to be a real estate agent. I mean, it's true. Is it true? I didn't make that up.
Sold him a ticket, made him.
Yes, make better. I said, you know what I said? I said, we're here to, because he's coming to, it's time to own it.
Why was he mad?
Go ahead, tell the story.
Take my commission. What? He didn't feel like I sold his house sight unseen to a buyer that I have in Vegas. And he got to the table yesterday. I couldn't make it to the closing. And he got to the table yesterday and he was trying to have me take off my commission. He's like, I see you on here paid twice. Yeah, because I did both sides. And had it been someone else, like we discussed before, had it been someone else, I would have had to split it either way, but yeah.
Wow.
He's a hoarder, so
He wanted to
it wasn't one of those it wasn't easy to sell.
So what turned him around? Because you listened to it.
You basically told him let me show you how to flip this money. She literally just kind of got off the fact that he was upset over $2,200, and so she told him, well, let me show you. I can show you how to create wealth by this is what you need to do with your money with that $21,000. And so she completely geared him into another direction. So
You want to take it?
Yes, and I told him what he's going to do next because it's in his best advice. See, here's what he told me. This is what he told me. He told me that I don't see why I need to pay Leslie this full commission when I already had a buyer who was saying that they were going to pay $55,000 for his house. This is what I said. I said to him, Leslie told me about your house before she decided to go ahead and sell it and to take it on as a project. And when she told me about the house, I have investors who are willing to buy in Springfield. And I said, when I talk to my investors, the best they would pay is maybe $49,000 for it. I said, you had an offer for $55,000, but let me tell you how that game goes. I said, what the cash investor will do is they will put you in contract for $55,000 and then come in with an inspection report that takes the price down, 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 down. And because you are emotionally tied to and invested in the idea that you've already sold your house, you're going to go along with it and you're going to sell it for whatever number they come up with because you want the cash at that point. I said what Leslie did is she protected and made sure that your equity is actually going to you. He said, yeah, but I had some credit cards I need to pay off and I just didn't understand. I said, I get it, but I guarantee you if you sold it versus her selling it, your price at 55 would have been 49, and then we wouldn't. What are we talking about? 10,000. So she's actually $10,000, $9,000 better. And take the commission off. That's 4,000. She got you $6,000 more than you could have got on your own accord. And then I said to him, I said, look, dude. I said, here's what we're gonna do. You want to pay these credit cards? That's the wrong move. That's not what you need to do. I said, what you need to do, because he said, well, I have a daughter and I'm, He said, I got to go, custody and this, that, and the other. I said, this is what we're going to do. We need to put you in a position so that you're in a better position from this point forward. And don't you want to leave an inheritance to your daughter? And he said, absolutely. I said, well, then what I want you to do is I want you to come to It's Time to Own It. And I said, we base the curriculum on who's in the audience. And what we will do is we will help you understand the marketplace so that when you come back to Springfield and before we get to December, you buy a duplex with that $21,000. We get the cash flow on one side, you live on the other side, and then that cash flow will pay off your credit cards and within 3 years give you that $21,000 back. And I said, how's that? He said, oh, that sounds great. Let's go. I mean, pretty much. That's the way it went. Add value. Add value. Add significant value.
He would leave the office.
Yeah, he was going to stand there and watch that check sit there. Anyway, think from your client's perspective. Think from your client's perspective. When I was working on this, I'm thinking, you guys right now are my clients, I'm thinking from your perspective. If you ask me a question, I'm going to give you an answer, right? Take 1 minute. Think from your client's perspective and how important it is that you do X, Y, and Z. What do they need from you? What do they want from you? What do they want to hear from you? They want to be able to reach you. They want good communication. What else do they want? What is it that makes a really good agent? They want follow through. There's services out there that you can hire for your clients to turn all the utilities on. Did you know that? Yes. Did you know that Choice Home Warranty changes the locks? Did you know that?
No.
Yes.
They change locks.
They change the locks. They rekey all the locks on the entire door.
We can do it the same day you close.
Yep. Same day.
Extra for it?
No, it's free.
Included.
It's included. So these are things that add value to your client, right? What about giving them a list of service providers that are in the area that agree to give a discount that has your name on it? What about that? What about a list of all the fast food restaurants, pizza, the times that they open and close, and the neighborhood daycares? What about that? How difficult is it to produce that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's 1 minute. I'm trying to give y'all ideas so we don't 724.
There's a client that just moved to Springfield, and she come from Columbus.
Yeah.
The young lady you talked to.
Yeah.
I knew she was a single female moving to Springfield, so I had hair, nails, lashes, tires, oil change, a little quick guide. Just welcome to the city, to the filthy field. So she's like, I use this all the time.
Yes. So these are things we can do, right? If you're not doing this, how are you different than the other agent?